you, not so?
Yes.
So this is your opportunity to move for reporting.
That's okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Chairman, Honorable Chair, I want to, say, let me move fast, then I say. Let me move fast. Let me move, yeah? Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's reservations to the National Assembly Land Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 43 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendment. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, while we know the limitations we have as Parliament when dealing with presidential reservation, we respect that because it is constitutional, Honorable Speaker. But the amendments that have come in, Honorable Speaker, just like Honorable Oluoch was talking about, have certain implications both in law and constitutionality that, Honorable Speaker, we as a country we may run into some trouble, Honorable Speaker, as we move forward. While some of the amendments provide clarity and they're very good. For example, the amendment, Honorable Speaker, on the issue of publishing in the Gazette notice, which I agree, or the amendment on a person may register determination, because the National Lands Commission has had that problem, that a determination is done and then no action is taken because the NLC will say, no, we need a court order on the same. But now we are providing clarity, and I thank the team that worked on this to say now, when a determination is done by National Lands Commission, the beneficiary of that determination can now go to court and register that determination, which I think is an improvement.
Thank you.
Because for many times, you see, National Lands Commission determinations have been ignored, but this registering it gives it force of law, which is very important. Honorable Speaker, Chair, again,
the Commission... You know very well, the Honorable
I understand, but allow me some latitude.
This is not the stage to do that.
Okay.
You know that very well.
So I beg to move, Honorable Speaker,
thank you.
That we do reporting to the House.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's reservations, the National Land Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 43 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the opinion say nay? Ayes have it. But you should call him. Can you call the speaker out? Members should be notified of his coming. But members should be told.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. You may be seated.
Just give him any other.
Is that where?
You're here now. Call the chairperson to report to the House.
I call upon the chairperson to report to the House.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the President's interventions, the National Land Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 43 of 2023, and approved the same without amendments.
Move of the bill to move agreement to the report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I will also ask the chairperson of lands to second. But if you allow me, Honorable Speaker, at this juncture, is it okay? At this juncture, Honorable Speaker, to say a few things about the bill. This is a very good bill. The National Lands Commission has been incapacitated because of lack of proper statute for it to operate. As we move these amendments, which have been long overdue, Honorable Speaker, the people, especially the people of the coast region...
Order, Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. I have to propose before, just... I have to propose first before you can...
Okay.
You can make that kind of... the other one is just a ritual. You basically follow verbatim everything. That's
So
how
the
we-
mover can,
Yes.
can second.
Second,
The chairman.
You just say that, you know,
Chairman
you
to
don't
second.
agree, and then seconded, yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Honorable members, honorable members, I propose a question, which is that the House does not agree with the committee in the said report. Yes, yes,
Honorable
yes, yes, you are allowed now.
Yes. So, Honorable Speaker, like I was saying, this is a very important piece of legislation, Honorable Speaker, that will give power to the National Lands Commission now to start reviewing grants which had been halted because of the expiry of the period of 5 years. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, we are also giving the National Lands Commission the power to handle historical land injustices, Honorable Speaker, which had been stalled by the fact that the law had expired because there was a limitation that had been put in the statute, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the National Lands Commission, as we give them this power to do their work, there has been cold feet around giving National Lands Commission power because sometimes they override the power and put in some injustices, Honorable Speaker, as they handle injustices, Honorable Speaker. So I want to ask them to start work. Let the people of the Coast Region, let the people of Western, let the people of Nyanza, let the people of Nairobi, who, Honorable Speaker, for a long time have suffered historical land injustices, now get justice because we have given them the law and the power to do it. But, Honorable Speaker, I will feel very bad as a mover of this bill and as initiator of this process that they sit on the powers and do nothing until the time lapses again, Honorable Speaker. We want them to move with speed. And I want to ask the chairperson here, a very good man, who deserves another term in this parliament. He has served his people very well, the Honorable Nyamoko. He's done very well. And he's served the Committee of Lands in this House very well. And my brother, you deserve another term. And I'll ask the people of your constituency, Kuria, to ensure, North Mugirango, to ensure that they re-elect you because of the work you have done, to give them power, Honorable Speaker, for historical land injustices to be had. But, Honorable Speaker, as we do this, we would like your committee, Honorable Speaker, to chair, to give them more money, more resources. The fact that they have the power and the statute and the law on their side, Honorable Speaker, without funds, without money, they will do nothing. So many times the National Lands Commission is underfunded. And if it is underfunded, Honorable Speaker...
Order, somebody's on a point of order. What's your order? What's your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The MP for Isiolo South.
Yes, the Deputy Majority Leader mentioned the Coast Region and any other parts concerning historical injustices. Historical injustices covers even our part. In the northern part of the country, including Isiolo, is also covered. Please mention even Isiolo.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, and I want to ask that there are people to hear you because you are a very good representative. You have to remind, actually what you have done, Honorable Speaker, this member of parliament for Isiolo will get another term because he is very concerned about his people. I want to say, Honorable Speaker, the people of Northeastern have suffered historical land injustices.
Northern Kenya.
Northern Kenya have suffered historical land injustices for many years. They have lived without titles. They have lived on land that other people claim is their land, Honorable Speaker. And they deserve justice. And that's why the Constitution of Kenya put two important things in that Constitution. One, that historical land injustices be reviewed, Honorable Speaker, and also they put the Equalization Fund so that the region of Northern Kenya, Honorable Speaker, can be at par with the other regions, Honorable Speaker. And if, Honorable Speaker, we do not handle the issue of land injustices, there is no way even Equalization Fund can bring equality. Land ownership and land tenure system, Honorable Speaker, is what we require first for us to advance our societies, our communities. And the people of Coast, the people of Kilifi, the people of Kwale, the people of the Northern Kenya can never take off as giants in the economic matters, Honorable Speaker, if they do not get land back We fought for independence on this country for 3 things, Honorable Speaker. To get economic independence, to get political independence, but also to get back our lands, Honorable. That's why the war independence was important. But some regions, Honorable Speaker, got 2 things, got 1 thing only, political independence. But they have been denied economic independence and they've been denied their land. This law, Honorable Speaker, and I'm very passionate about this, is a precursor, is one big step towards ensuring that the reasons why we fought for independence in this country is achieved. And I am happy today that this 13th Parliament is midwifing this law, Honorable Speaker. And as we move, Honorable Speaker, on this matter, I want to say this. Although the presidential reservation, we support it because of the thresholds, constitutional. But there is one thing, while I will agree with it, but principally, Honorable Speaker, the Supreme Court ruled you cannot limit a right by virtue of time. A right is a right. If you are denied your right this year and you come and claim it 2050, it will still be a right. But what we have, but the presidential memorandum has introduced the aspect of time again, capping it at 5 years. So if something was done to me and I come to realize this was an injustice 10 years from now, what do we do? And the Supreme Court made a ruling, Honorable Speaker, that we cannot deny a right, somebody's right by virtue that time has elapsed to lodge a complaint. But because of the constitutional thresholds, we cannot overturn. But I also like what they have done. They have said Parliament can review and give more time. Although it's not something that I really wanted.
Deputy Majority Leader,
but I want to say, I want to thank this Parliament. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me the time to speak. I know when I talk about Northeastern, it touches you, your heart. And I want your heart to continue to be touched, Honorable Speaker, by such things. Otherwise, I rest my case and I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order. Are you on a point of order? No. At this stage, it's allowed, yes, but only a small leeway. But if you insist, and you all want to be watched by your constituents back at home, I'll allow the Honorable the Narok MP and Karole Omondi. Are you asking for yourself or are you asking for somebody else? Are you okay? Proceed, Honorable Oluoch, and then followed by Karoli, and then the MP for Narok. And honorable order. Honorable members, and please just take a minute. I know it's a very touchy issue. That's why the chair is willing to give a certain leeway. And land is a very passionate thing in this country, and it rightfully is. But let's just take 1 minute all so that we can conclude this matter.
And Speaker, I want to thank you.
Is that Tandaza at that end there? Honorable Tandaza? Gatana, okay. Proceed, Oloch.
Thank you, Speaker, for allowing us the latitude to speak on this very emotive matter. And while I have no problem, absolutely, with Honorable Bayer and why we need to extend the time to deal with historical injustices, land injustices, my problem would be the expansionist nature in which the presidential memorandum has been crafted. Because if you allow this the way it is, to review all grants and or dispositions of public land, I have a particular case that would be affected by this, some of which is ancestral land, land that is under freehold, and I'm talking in respect of my own father, biological father, an 80-year-old guy whom the Kisumu County government has been trying to use through craft of interpretation to try and review leasehold that Kanyakwar people, and I think the Honorable Nyikal, owns land in the place where I am talking about. Land that has been ancestral, freehold, but which under craft of interpretation and expansionist way of looking at this may not be classified as dealing with historical injustices. It would be taking away proprietary rights that had already been accrued, which must not have been the intention of the Constitution and the drafters of this when they said they wanted to deal with the cases in Northeastern, the ones in Coast, and even in Mathare, where we've not been titled since independence. I have a problem with how the National Land Commission, and lastly, and I thank you, this is my very last point. We must also look at the constitutionality of this in respect of what you call the retrospective or retroactive application of law. How do you pass a law today to roll back the rights that have been accrued 20, 30 years ago?
Fair enough, Karoli.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. When this is not a new clause, actually, it was there before. And the reason why it was there was to deal with illegal disposition of public land that had occurred before the new constitution of 2010. So what we are trying to do is to give it another 5 years to exist. The problem is the sunset clause was introduced so that there can be certainty of legal titles as a function of the general economy. And by keeping to extend the sunset clause, we are creating uncertainty. So we need to be very sure, what is it? There must be something that somebody forgot to take to the attention of the commission for review. And it is something to do with public land, but it has been misinterpreted even to lay claims on certain parcels of land owned by various other bodies. And even though, the minority leader was talking of a right that should not be limited by a fluctuation of time, surely equity only assists the vigilant and not the indolent. You must assert your rights within a certain period of time for that certainty to be there. And even though we are passing it, I think we need to be very clear that it cannot go ad infinitum. At some point, this provision has to be exited so that there is certainty. Because if you have not claimed that your rights were violated for 100 years, surely, what have you been doing? Sleeping on your rights. That's what I wanted to correct.
Fair enough,
yeah.
the Honorable. Maybe this window of correcting was not there before. It's only there now. Anyway, the Honorable MP for Narok, you only enjoy a right when you get the window.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wanted to weigh in on this matter, Mr. Speaker, especially, as legislators, the law allows this House to do all the legislations. And it is only this House, Mr. Speaker, whenever there is a memoranda sent by the President, it means it was a failure on our part to ensure that we do a law that is in addendum with almost everybody. So, Mr. Speaker, what I'm only asking the chair, the lands chair, is that let us implement the law as it is, as it has been sent back, and let us ensure that all the land matters. It is unfortunate that at this age and era, Mr. Speaker, we still have squatters in this country. We still have people who are living on their land without titles. We still have people whose cases have been pending in courts and has never been reviewed, Mr. Speaker. So I think it is an opportunity for the chair and this House, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that all the landless people in this country are settled. All those people who have cases in courts for land cases, Mr. Speaker, are settled. All those people who are living on land without titles, Mr. Speaker, are titled so that people can also live peacefully. Because, Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker, I think most of the issues that we have been having, clashes, conflicts, are because of land. Mr. Speaker, let us sit as a House and clear those matters so that we can have our...
Asante, Bwana Spika. Hiki kipengele ambacho tunakifanyia marekebisho kilikuwepo, lakini tunataka kukipatia nguvu zaidi. Kumekuwa na dhulma za kihistoria za mashamba, hususan pwani. Watu wengi mashamba yao yamekuwa yakichukuliwa bila wao kujua. Sasa hii tume ya kitaifa ya mashamba imepatiwa tena nguvu ya miaka 5 kuchunguza vile dhulma za mashamba zimefanyika miaka mingi. Wachukue muda huu sasa, kwa sababu ule muda waliopatiwa ulikuwa umeisha. Wachukue muda huu kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya ambao wamedhulumiwa hasa mashamba yao wanaweza kupata haki katika huu muda wa miaka 5 ambao tumepatia. Wasisubiri mpaka miaka 5 ishe alafu ndo waje tena bunge waulize miaka 5 mingine ya kuwa wanataka kufanya kazi hiyo moja. Asante, Bwana Spika.
Mheshimiwa Profesa Nyikal. And then the very last one, the MP for Isiolo South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is not in reference to what Honorable Watch said, which is also a fact. But, Mr. Speaker, I think this is a double-edged sword in the hands of the National Lands Commission. Whereas it is quite acceptable, and I agree that where there were historical injustices, there should be opportunity to review. But it also presents opportunity for abuse, where land that actually had been owned, the proprietary rights who have been there for years, now can be claimed back. And my concern, and I want to say this for the records, my concern are public institutions, particularly schools, police stations, and so on, where community members long time ago actually gave land for schools to be built, for police stations to be built, and other institutions and colleges. And now, we have had cases where actually grandparents or grandchildren or grandchildren are now coming up to say that we were not consulted this land, this was the only land, and therefore, as a family, now we are landless, and this was given to the public. And now it's being used as such. Now, these are cases that can actually be very deleterious and cause a lot of problems to public institutions. So I think the Land Commission is behoved to now look at this very, very carefully and protect the rights of institutions and individuals that may be affected.
MP for Isiolo South.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I interjected, I tried to get through point of order when the majority leader was talking. And he was touching about other districts, counties, which have problems, have had problems of historical land injustices. The reason why I jumped up is simply because we, the northern Kenya, will be faced by the same problems. And it has started with Isiolo. Isiolo being next to the developed world, I can call in courts. We are getting that problem now. The land has been, our land has already been, we had undergone historical injustice at independence, immediately after independence, when people were giving, the first commission was formed. And we went to court. In 2015, the court pronounced itself, the High Court of Kenya, Justice Lenaola, that there was historical injustice, and the case number 511 in 2015, that matter be referred to National Assembly to form a commission which will go and get that matter corrected. Up to today, nothing has come up. And today, and we were told that the time has lapsed. That is why I'm saying we are now getting a air of relief, so that the National Land Commission should now push for formation of a commission over that matter in Isiolo between us and Meru County. That is where we have, and it's a pending case, and the judge has announced themselves, and we could not go anywhere to get our matters pursued further than that, so that the historical injustice we suffered after 1963 can be taken care of.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very last one, Sarah Korere. Mheshimiwa Sarah Korere.
Thank you,
Please give her the
Speaker.
mic.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, this amendment, if I'm not wrong, speaks specifically to public land. And Speaker, you know when it comes to matters land, it is very emotive. But again, Mr. Speaker, it is true what the Honorable Member for Isiolo South is raising, that the National Land Commission, at least in our knowledge, has failed to address the historical land injustices. But Speaker, having said that, there is public land, especially in northern Kenya, where we all come from, where the government had allocated this land to public institutions, regardless of the need of the locals of those areas. And most of the times, Mr. Speaker, like the Leparua land, you find that the Kenya Defense Forces has been given so much land, and the local communities are killing each other because of the scarce resources. You know, if you look at the KDF today, there is so much grounds they can go to train. The Suguta Valley. Why should that be a no-go zone area for the KDF? They have everything it takes to flush out those bandits there and go and train in Suguta Valley. They can go train in Mgogodo Forest. You know, the bandits have taken over Mgogodo Forest. So this amendment is very important, and the local communities. You know, Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look at Rumuruti today, there is so much public land in Rumuruti which the county government is using to dish out to their friends in Nairobi, in wherever, and the local community who are there are still landless. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think this amendment will come in time, and the incoming National Lands Commission must do better than their predecessors. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You came late. What happened? Serious? 1 minute.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to add my comments on this, that if you look at largely pastoralist land, it is always equated to public land, and it's many times underutilized. But if you look at the recommendation of the Commission, most people who live in those lands suffer a lot. In question, we have people who have lived in this land, mainly foreigners. Like in Baringo, for instance, and Laikipia, we have one tract of land owned by one Cookie Coleman. Sometimes it is historic, but the effect that always is brought to the community is so much. I think the Commission should do better in considering the realities of the day at the expense of the, rewarding and giving people land, or adjusting their recommendations and laws that might many times affect the people who are in those lands, and calling it public land. It's not public. It is always people's lands. Call public because probably it's not owned privately. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many of the opinions say aye? Aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Next order. Who is on a point of order? The MP for Isiolo South.
My order, mine is something different. I think almost a month ago, before we went on recess, the last recess, I raised the question about insecurity in Isiolo. And that matter was